Justin, I know Coach talked about this is somewhat going to determine where everyone is in the pecking order. Do you feel like that was what this practice was centered around, kind of leading in 2 weeks from game day to kind of measure that depth chart?
It was definitely competition filled, pitting the ones versus the ones, and different situations. But I mean, we were all just going out there trying to execute the offense, just fast tempo, everything we can do in our control.
You had the rain, you had the crowd, different than normal practice. How do you feel like you responded to everything tonight?
I mean, as a quarterback, you just got to stay calm through the elements of the crowd, everything outside of the actual game of football. So I think we all handled it well. I don't think there were too many mistakes on the quarterback's part.
You guys are going to be relying on some freshmen this year. Is it helpful for them to get a chance to come out here under the lights with the crowd in the stands?
Yeah, definitely. And having the crowd noise and the band playing and everything going on definitely works on our freshmen's focus. And I mean, they probably never played in front of a crowd like that, and it was a practice for us. So just seeing how they can handle the crowd was impressive to see. I think most of them did a good job.
Do you feel like you've started several games in the SEC? Do you feel like you have a better mind for where you guys are at measuring stick-wise for being ready to play 2 weeks from now?
I think you're going to see out of this team a different intensity level, different level of effort that we're going to bring to the table, and I think we'll definitely turn some heads this year because of our style of play, and I think we're excited about it.
Justin, where did you think you were from an accuracy standpoint? Did you deliver the ball the way you wanted to tonight? Did you feel like it was coming out pretty good? Or
I felt like the ball was coming out good in spite of the rain. A few drops here and there. I missed a couple of open receivers that I shouldn't have missed, but the ball felt good coming out of my arm and my hand, so I didn't have any problems with it, I guess.
I guess everybody wants to know, if you feel like you're in rhythm. Is it hard to get in rhythm when you're not just playing? It's all situational type stuff. Does that make it a little bit harder for you to kind of get in a natural rhythm of the game?
I know the plays are set up as the coaches want to call them. They're not kind of in a game situation, but we're still working on situations that, we may run the ball here or we're going to take a shot in this situation or different things like that. So it's not all just choreographed. There's still some element of surprise on our part.
That it?
How much are you guys still relying on the coaches being on the field as opposed to calling in everything from the sidelines?
I think today the coaches were real hands-off. I know in all our scrimmage situations they're very quiet. They're not the typical coaches that you see running around on the field during practice. So I think we're in a pretty good mindset of running it ourselves and not with the coach's help.
So you feel like your confidence level is pretty high in being able to get the call in and execute on it? I know y'all still had some delayed game penalties last week that y'all were working through.
Yeah, and that's on us. That's on people getting lined up. That's also on the coaches getting the plays in quick from the sideline. So we're still working out some kinks here and there, but I feel confident that we can run it without the coaches on the field.
Justin, I'm pretty sure you've probably been asked this, but can you just talk about the environment and the fact that the fans hung in there even through the rain?
Yeah, it was good. The rain started and they just went up under the overhang. They just wanted to stick around and watch us practice, and it was awesome to see. I think they said 40,000, so that was awesome to hear for just an open practice at the end of fall camp.
So when you talk about practicing in front of 40,000 and these one-on-one drills, any more pressure when you're just trying to complete that pass?
I mean, that's what it was meant to be, is a pressure situation, all eyes on the quarterback, the receiver, and the DB. So I think that put kind of it in a game situation, the pressure that you have on each and every play.
How did the coaches approach this, and did they kind of tell you that it was going to be more of an evaluation tool for them because it was playing in front of the live crowd and that kind of thing?
They didn't really talk about that. It was just another practice for us. It was just in front of the crowd.
Yeah. Did they handle it like a game day in any way? Was there anything you did to kind of give yourself a walkthrough for the opener? Or?
We had a couple more meetings. That's just because we practiced later in the day. But other than that, it was just a normal day of work for us.
Normal, except you look in the stands and there's a lot of orange out there. What was that feeling like when you got out there and you saw all those fans in the stands?
It was awesome to see the turnout that we have for an open practice, and they had great energy, and hopefully we can see even more in the crowds for the opener.
Speaking of that, you're 2 weeks away. How ready is this team to start playing football?
I think we have 2 weeks, and we're going to use those 2 weeks to our advantage. But I think right now there's a couple things here and there that we need to clean up. But other than that, I think we're ready.
This week seems like a really grinded out week. You got a couple days off next week. What's kind of the schedule, and what has Coach Jones told you guys to really focus on coming up?
Just keeping our level of effort up and not continuing on our old habits, continuously developing the new ones that they've set in place. And yeah, everybody's tired, everybody's going through the grind, but just putting our head down and going to finish up this fall camp.
How tired do you think everybody is physically? Like, I mean, are these couple days going to be very beneficial?
Yeah, I think the amount of rest that we get these next couple days is vital for the, I guess, upcoming game week. So it's going to be good to have, but I mean, we've pushed through this past week to 2 weeks very well as a team. I think the wide receivers and offensive line may have it the worst, just setting the tempo and receivers running all over the place. But there hasn't been any complaining, and they've kept a good attitude so far.
What kind of night was
Just
this
a few more, guys.
What kind of night was this for the first team offense? I mean, did you feel like you guys were in a rhythm when you were out there, and how did things go?
Yeah, I thought I thought it went pretty well. We didn't have I think we only had like 26 plays, so it might be a quarter for us. I don't know with this tempo, but we tried to get in as much of a rhythm as we could. I thought our tempo was a lot better than it's been in previous practices, so that was good to see.
What kind of idea do you think the fans got of the way Butch demands that you guys perform on the practice field and tempo tonight?
Hopefully they get to see or have a little taste of what we go through. And I mean, it's not just all playing football. It's thinking about situations and going out and executing them and having pressure from the fans and from the coaches. And I mean, hopefully they got a good idea of what we actually go through day in, day out.
On that play that Dobbs juked Tino, kind of drew a oohs and ahs from the crowd. How much of that have you seen from him, I guess, through the preseason?
It's happened a few times where he'll hit a spin move or something to get out of the pocket. He's definitely light on his feet and moves well.
It seems like Butch likes to make those guys, or makes Josh and Riley. Does he let you and Nathan do that too, or is it?
Sometimes, and I'm still trying to find the reasoning behind that. But I mean, I think it's good to be in a live situation because you're not always, I guess, in the field of the game when you're not live.
How do you think the receivers, Coach talked about how they needed something like this to be out on the stage? Did you see any of them that were really wide-eyed and everything, or did you think they handled it?
I thought everybody was pretty locked in and focused today. Just trying to ignore the crowd and all the lights and whistles going off, but I thought they came out and had a pretty good day.